No, I have 10 people with me. I go to the French embassy.
I know. I'm sorry, President. I'm really sorry. It's just that everything's in frozen right now. There's a motorcade coming right. That's why.
Oh, sorry. If you don't see it, let me cross. I negotiate with you.
No, it's not that.
How are you? Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you.
Are you sorry? That's because I good thing you
I don't know, it's still 3 or 4 in the afternoon. But I would love if we can. Yeah, I know, I would follow. But you know, after I would love if we can have a short discussion with Qatar on the situation of the
French president forced to walk, phones U.S. counterpart, New York, Sept. 23, 2025. In an unexpected and somewhat surreal moment during the United Nations General Assembly, French President Emmanuel Macron found himself stranded in the streets of Manhattan, when New York City police blocked his motorcade to make way for U.S. President Donald Trump's convoy. With traffic frozen, Macron stepped out of his car, walked for about 30 minutes, and even phoned Trump from a sidewalk, quipping, "Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you." The episode attracted wide attention, both as a lighthearted diplomatic anecdote and as a symbolic moment in the broader tensions surrounding the 80th UN General Assembly. The incident unfolded late Monday night, shortly after Macron had delivered a major speech at the UN, in which he announced that France would formally recognize a Palestinian state, a move intended to reinvigorate momentum for a two-state solution in a volatile Middle East. As Macron's delegation was driving toward the French consulate or another UN-adjacent venue, they approached a street intersection in Manhattan that had already been barricaded by the New York Police Department (NYPD) to clear the route for a VIP motorcade. One of the blocking officers told Macron's team, "I'm sorry, President, I'm really sorry, it's just that everything's been frozen right now. There's a motorcade coming." Macron reportedly attempted to negotiate with police, asking, "If you don't see it, let me cross. I'll negotiate with you." But the barricade held. Rather than remain stuck indefinitely, Macron took out his phone and dialed Trump, presumably from the line he keeps with world leaders, a move later confirmed by French officials. On the call, Macron opened with, "How are you? Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you." He then used the opportunity to raise diplomatic topics, telling Trump he would like a short discussion with him and Qatar about the Gaza situation. A few minutes later, the barricade was lifted, though by then Macron and his entourage had disembarked and walked through Manhattan with security. Along the way, he paused to greet passers-by, posed for selfies, and in one viral moment, accepted a kiss on the head from a well-wisher before continuing. Observers estimate the walk lasted roughly 30 minutes. Macron's trip to New York was dominated by his bid to reset momentum in the Middle East. In his UN speech, he emphasized the urgent need to recognize Palestinian statehood and called for an international stabilization force in post-war Gaza. These positions, though supported by many in Europe and elsewhere, are likely to provoke pushback from Israel and its close allies, including the US under Trump. Meanwhile, Trump's appearance at the UN was shaping up as a combative reintroduction onto the world stage, with his expected address likely to challenge international institutions, immigration policies, climate change efforts, and global multilateralism. The motorcade clash therefore emerged as a microcosm of clashing styles and power dynamics, even if the moment itself was whimsical more than aggressive. In this particular case, police had frozen a segment of Manhattan traffic in anticipation of Trump's motorcade to guarantee a clear route. That meant other leading heads of state and their delegations, unfamiliar with ad hoc changes, risked being delayed if their routes intersected. It's not clear whether the decision to block Macron's path was pre-planned or the result of real-time coordination. But for a sitting head of state to be inconvenienced in this way is rare, and the optics immediately drew scrutiny. French officials were quick to downplay tensions. The incident was portrayed as a lighthearted moment rather than a diplomatic affront. Macron's apparent good humor, walking, chatting with passers-by, and even laughing at the absurdity, diffused potential escalation. Still, the symbolic weight was not lost. Macron's, on the ground, stroll in Manhattan captured global attention and underscored how even leaders must reckon with mundane realities like roadblocks and security constraints. The French press framed the episode as a charming political anecdote, that even presidents can face New York traffic, and that Macron maintained dignity and composure. Some editorials noted the contrast between his style and the more confrontational posture often associated with Trump. The incident may also prompt questions about intergovernmental coordination in cities hosting major summits. Did U.S. authorities coordinate with French security? Were routing conflicts anticipated? Could this have been avoided with better communication among heads of state logistics teams? In future UN gatherings, diplomats might push for more advanced route deconfliction to avoid placing one leader's convoy above another's path in ways that create such moments. Heads of state may insist on mutual courtesy corridors around sensitive urban intersections. While rare, there are instances of protocol clashes or security mix-ups during high-profile international gatherings. Motorcade holds, route changes or delays have occasionally frustrated leaders. But it is rare for a president to walk city blocks mid-diplomatic mission and for the episode to become public spectacle. The novelty here is amplified by Macron phoning Trump while stranded, a rare peek behind the curtain of diplomatic decorum. It underscores that even heads of state are vulnerable to urban unpredictability.